Explosive evidence today in the murder trial against a former HPD officer in that Harding Street raid. There may be video showing the gunfight between police and people inside the home.
That is because a former officer told jurors a sergeant may have won a personal body camera. ABC 13's Nick Notario has been in the trial all day and joins us live on what has been a very emotional day. Nick?
At one point, the jury had to be cleared from the courtroom because the witness on the stand and the defendant, Gerald Goins, were both in tears. Former HPD officer Stephen Bryan says that Gerald Goins was not just a colleague, but also a friend. However, shortly after the raid, he says he knew something was very wrong. Now, this is the fourth day of Goins' murder trial. The former HPD officer is on trial for what happened at Harding Street more than 5 years ago. Prosecutors say he made up lies to get a no-knock warrant. When officers served it, a gunfight erupted. 4 officers were shot. Dennis Tuttle and Regina Nicholas were killed. During the trial, we've seen body camera video of officers who worked the perimeter, but from no one inside the home. Bryant told jurors he believes a sergeant who was inside wore a personal body camera. However, prosecutors told a judge they've tried to get the video from HPD, but they haven't located it. It's unclear why. Bryant told jurors Goins called him the day before the raid to talk about a drug deal. Prosecutors said a judge approved the warrant after Goins told him that he and Bryant witnessed a drug deal with a confidential informant from the Harding Street home. Bryant says he never saw a drug deal. His voice started to tremble and tears rolled down his face when he was asked what happened after the raid was over. Did you see any HPD leadership? Prosecutors asked. Acevedo. Bryant responded. Chief Acevedo, prosecutors asked. Yes, he said. What happened from your conversation with Chief Acevedo? Prosecutors asked him. I stood down and handed over my weapon, and I had to get it, and I had to be cleaned up, Bryant explained. What does that mean? It was at that moment Bryant broke down into tears and the jurors were removed from the courtroom. Now, Bryant faces his own legal troubles. He pleaded guilty to federal charges that stem from this deadly raid. Now, as for that HPD involved in this case, well, we looked up the body camera policy that was approved before this raid, and it says that if officers want to wear a personal body camera, they can only do so if they get approval from the chief of police. Now, as for the body cameras that were approved to be worn, we heard from Bryant that former Chief Acevedo told officers on the scene to turn them off. That's something we heard from another officer who was on the stand yesterday. We reached out to Acevedo. He told us that doing this is standard policy. Live from the criminal courthouse, Nick Notario, ABC 13 Eyewitness News.